I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I am James Brown, and on behalf of the Eastern Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to Wednesday's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, if you have a Bible with you, please turn to the book of Genesis, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for our study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 26th lesson in our study of Genesis. Yesterday, we covered Genesis chapter 5, verses 18 to 24, continuing the discussion of the genealogies that came before Noah. If you missed that episode and would like to watch it, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on our website at www.eastendchurch.org. You can also find them on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/EastEndChurchOfChrist under the Walking Through the Bible Genesis playlist. Today we're going to begin with Genesis 5:25 and read through verse 32. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the English Standard Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Genesis 5, beginning at verse 25. When Methuselah had lived 187 years, he fathered Lamech. Methuselah lived after he fathered Lamech 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he fathered a son and called his name Noah, saying, "Out of the ground the Lord has cursed, this one shall bring us relief from our work and from the painful toil of our hands." Lamech lived after he fathered Noah 595 years and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. After Noah was 500 years old, Noah fathered Shem, Ham, and Japheth. These verses represent the final list of names in the genealogies from Adam to the days of Noah when Noah had his children. In this list we find Methuselah, Noah's grandfather, who was the longest living man in human history according to the Bible. He lived longer than Adam, the first of creation, by 39 years. His name is still used in terms of oldness, so if you're called a Methuselah, the person is saying you're really old. Another interesting thing about Methuselah, though, is that if you add up all the years found in Genesis, assuming those years are complete, a point we'll get to in a moment, you'll find that Methuselah died either in the flood or in the year of the flood. We don't know what type of man Methuselah was, for the scriptures simply don't say. But what we can know is that during his life, sin was increasing on the earth, and mankind was becoming much more wicked in God's eyes. Methuselah had a son named Lamech. This man is not the same man we read of in chapter 4, he just has the same name as that man. Lamech's son was named Noah. Lamech said of Noah that he would bring us relief from our work and of the painful toil of our hands. Of course, judgment of the world would come in the time of Noah, but through Noah, mankind's continued existence was secured, and the Messiah would come through his seed, the bringer of ultimate relief through salvation. The chapter closes by stating that Noah was 500 years old when he begat his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Before moving on to chapter 6, we would be remiss in not discussing another issue people have with this chapter, namely, are the genealogical tables here complete? The first thing we need to realize is that even though the Bible does give us details of history, it isn't a history book in that it does skip over some events. Therefore, if it did skip over certain generations, and instead of giving us the names of all the children, simply stated that the father was such and such an age when he begat the line that included the next person, maybe in actuality a grandson or a great-grandson, that would not shake my faith. Evidence for this type of record keeping, sometimes called telescoping, is found in other genealogical tables such as the one found in Matthew chapter 1. But I ask you, why can't people just accept the Bible at its word? The reason, of course, is because people want to believe the Bible and evolution as both true and are therefore looking for ways to insert more time into the Bible. We've already discussed why billions of years cannot be inserted into Genesis 1. For that discussion, we refer you back to lesson 12 of this series. Even if you were to accept the records as telescoped, however, billions of years cannot be inserted here either, for that would make them useless for any type of record keeping because of such large gaps. The term begat, meaning grandchild or great-grandchild or even more liberally descendant, will only add at most between 4,000 to 6,000 more years, much less than is needed by the theistic evolutionist. What about the difference in the Hebrew and Greek texts concerning these ages? Unfortunately, time does not permit our study of that today, so we will return to that when we get to Genesis 11. So in conclusion, even though my faith would not be shaken if there was a little more time in Genesis chapter 5, I do not see any reason not to take the Bible at its word, especially since future tables in the Bible that refer back to this one don't show any changes in the recorded lineage. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Genesis, beginning with Genesis 6, verse 1.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below or email us at answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we'll be continuing our study of the book of Genesis. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord.